up with my. क्या चल रहा है? मेरा माइक्रोफोन खराब है क्या है? Hello, hello. Can, okay, now you can hear me.
Hello, hello.
You can hear me now. You can hear me now. Tell me you can hear me now because I can hear me myself now. I mean, watching myself on this on my phone.
Okay, now you can hear me. Hello, hello.
There was some error because of which I tried it. This is my third attempt to go live today, and we are going with our laptop right now. Somehow things were not working. They didn't want us to study today. It seems the universe didn't want us to study today, but we are determined. We'll study. We'll study this one essay by Himani Banerjee that I have been procrastinating since my existence, it seems. Oh, goodness. This is Mani Banerjee's Pygmalion Nation towards a critique of subaltern studies and the resolution of the woman's question, where she is basically critiquing subaltern studies and their conception of the woman, the new woman. And so it's like, oh, resolution of the women's question was written by, of course, Partha Chatterjee, where he talks about how in the colonial era in the 19th century, where the Hindu nationalists were worried that there are that there of course they're coming under the colonial rule. Everything is happening as per the colonial power, and they're losing out on their own power, all that. So they wanted to because the whole thing is that now they are better than us in material capacity. Yeah, they are good at technology, industrial, everything, materially. But we Hindus, or like we Indians, are good at our spiritual level. They are good in material, we are good in spiritual. So uh, we need to listen to them when it comes to the material things. We need to listen to them when it comes to sciences or technology. We need to work in their, we need to be the babus working in their factories, or maybe in like civil, in their like administration, whatever. We need to. So we need to succumb there. We need to surrender our system, but we can't surrender our spirituality, or we can at least win over them in the matters of spirituality. No, and so outside of the home, we need to do what they want us to do, but inside our homes, we are the kings of our homes. And the one thing, tradition, spirituality, in cases may we are better. So, and then the subject of it became the woman, where the woman's body became the emblem of tradition and spirituality. And so the inner, yeah. So there was this dichotomy of the outer and the inner, and in the outer, of course, the colonials were winning, but the internationalists made sure that in the inner we win. Yeah, so that was the resolution of the woman's question, basically. Inner outer ka pura move karke, and then yeah, how do you think of the new woman? So the new woman should be, of course, a bit modern. She should be educated, but docile enough to to be traditional, you know. And this is not to say that they need to be inside the houses. They can very well go outside. That's not a problem till the time that they understand what's at stake. They understand they are traditional, they are docile. Doesn't matter. I mean, of course, it's like, how would it matter? You are docile, submissive, all that you need to be, you know, powerful. Traditionally, you are powerful, as in you are the if you are a good woman, you can very well go outside and be a good woman, someone who doesn't transgress or transgress outside the boundary of the patriarchy, and that's allowed. That was their resolution. The resolution was to make women, in the name of women reforms and everything, educated but Indian enough. Yeah, that was their resolution. Resolution to the women's question. And here in this essay was that our doorbell. I have no idea because I kept on sleep. It's okay. It's okay. Doesn't really matter. If there are people who want us to open the door, they will maybe ring the bell again. Yeah, Pygmalion Nation towards critique. So here, what Himani Banerjee is doing here is to say that just like Pygmalion, where Pygmalion was a sculptor who created, in Greek mythology, who created a statue of a woman called Gelatine, I guess. What was she called? She was called something. I've forgotten. Gelati. Huh. So Pygmalion created a statue of uh, Gelati, a feminine form of woman, basically. He he created a sculpture and fell in love with that. You know, as in, so he created what he considers to be the ideal woman, fell in love with it, and started to concretize it or reify it as the actual. Yeah, so something that is not real, something that is an idea, an ideation, you go on treating it as if it's real, as if it's concrete, and you make sure. So you construct to the woman as per those criterias. You know, basically in his delusion, his own aesthetic and model construct became an actual woman, a living being who is supposedly endowed with substantive subjectivity and agency, though in reality she is wholly encompassed within his vision and has no existence apart from it. Yeah. So this is precisely what we are going to do today. I'm going to read this. This is, oh goodness, I just don't want to read this. I have been telling my mind that I don't need to even read this, but then I do need to. And it's been more than a month now that I have been procrastinating over reading this one shitty particular essay. So I'll do that. I'll finish reading it today. You do whatever you want to do. Let me know what you are reading, and yeah, we can start. I'll just use my Pomodoro thing. 25 minutes of study and 5 minutes of break. Yeah, right? We are fine with it. So let's get it started. What are you reading? Trust me, I don't want to read this. पता नहीं है. I have told myself that this essay is very difficult. So difficult that I can't get through it. I need to break it down, like one paragraph at a time. So let's try to do that. Let's not be. This is the book from which I am reading. Let's book. Pygmalion Nation. Yeah, I think this is the book. Yeah. Hesh, it is titled Projects of Hegemony Towards a Critique of Subaltern Studies, Resolution of the Women's Question. Um, the book is called Demography and Democracy Essays on Nationalism, Gender, and Ideology by Himani Banerjee. It's a cool cover as well. So, yeah, if you want to check it out, go. This is another book by Himani Banerjee called Inventing Subjects Studies in Hegemony, Patriarchy, and Colonialism. I read three, four essays from that book as well. Uh, Good enough, but not that good. I mean, you can, of course, read if you want to. But then the whole point with Himani Banerjee, I sometimes feel, is just going too much. I mean, something like you could have very well said in, like, let's say 2 pages. You took like 4 pages or maybe 3 pages to say it. I don't find that to be an effective writing style. You can very well say this in 2 sentences. Why take it up to five? That's me. That's just me. I just like to keep things simple. And hi, hello, Adnan. I guess that's your name. Hello, hi. Yeah, hi. Don't call me ma'am. You just call me Nisha. Nisha, that's my name. I'm Nisha. Hello. Okay, so let's start with this essay. Hmm, she begins by quoting Karl Marx, yeah, and Partha Chatterjee, both. So, men make their own history, but they do not make it just as they please. They do not make it under circumstances chosen by themselves, but under circumstances historically found, given, and transmitted from the past. The tradition of all the dead generations weighs like a nightmare on the brain of the living. And just when they seem engaged in revolutionizing themselves and things, in creating something entirely new, precisely in such epochs of revolutionary crisis, they anxiously conjure up the spirits of the past to their service and borrow from them names, battles, slogans, and costumes in order to present the new scene of old history in their times honored in their time honored disguise and their borderland. Basically what. Hi Adnan, I did say hello. Hi, can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know. Can you hear me? Something is not right, Prince. I am not right, to be honest. Okay, so basically, what Karl Marx says is that men create their own history, but then, of course, they can't do it completely on their own. There is the past that keeps haunting them. Yeah, and the past through which they actually, I mean, the circumstance, they can't make the reality. Men can't make the reality as it is. The past, our present is of course always haunted by our past, and that's cool. That's so cool, because in Hindi, the past is also called bhoot. है ना? Well, of course, it's called bhootkal. So bhoot doesn't simply mean something that's over, that's in the past, but also ghost, something that comes back and haunts you in the present. So yeah, that's so cool as per our language. Or yeah. It is in consciousness, let us remember, that people make sense of the world in which they live in. It is in consciousness again that they make it is in consciousness, let us remember, that people make sense of the world in which they live. It is in consciousness again that they make their judgments how to change it. Simple Partha Chatterjee, yeah. Introduction. Any discussion of nationalism in countries that were colonized by European powers must begin with the problem of decolonization and how it has been. So I'll read it on my own. You read on your own. We will play some music for you. Try playing some music for you. I don't feel like starting this. Trust me. So I need to. I'm telling myself I need to just read 5 paragraphs today. I can do that. Yeah. So want to. So I can. Refusing a single ideological articulation for all nationalisms or their outright rejection, Ahmad reminds us of nationalism's diverse histories and its pluralities in terms of the typologies. Yeah, so Ahmad, by Ahmad, what's the name of the person? Yeah, Azaz Ahmad's lineages, lineages of the present. It's a 1996 text where he talks about 3 kinds of nationalisms. Yeah, basically what Himani Banerjee is saying, that whenever we need to talk about the a nation that has talk about the nationalisms of a nation that has once been colonized, we first begin with the talk of or the problem of decolonization. Yeah, and that makes sense. So there are 3 politics of decolonization, all of which involves a kind of nationalism, the kinds that Ahmad has, like, of course, talked about in his book *Lineages of the Present*. Here, speaking typologically, so he's given 3 types. Yeah, speaking typologically, then I would like to point out that these 3 types of nationalism, 2 consist of anti-colonial ideologies, anti-colonial ideological articulation and the politics which accept private property and social and class society both nationally and internationally, while differing in polity towards cultural slash social forms of power and moral regulations that may emanate from such proper proprietal social organizations. Thus, practices and ideologies of caste, patriarchy, or gender and race are viewed differently by them, and this difference gives rise to governments which are either liberal democracies or illiberal authoritarian national states. The third type of nationalism, whose primary class base, unlike the first two, extend beyond the petty bourgeois into the working class and or the peasantry, is anti-imperialistic in the Marxist sense. It views colonialism as an integral aspect of international, especially European capitalism. Its reading of the nation is marked by a critique of private property, of capital and class. Its politics, therefore, is based on a more complex social analysis and ideological formation that demand by a univocal anti-colonialism. We may call this type of nationalism national liberation. Beginning with a premise of socio-economic equality, it can logically include struggles against patriarchy, gender, caste, class, and other socio-cultural inequalities. Okay, so there are 2 kinds of nationalisms. There are 3 kinds of nationalism, of which first two are the two, not first two. Two consist of uh, anti-colonial ideological stances. Yeah, but they still align with the colonial or the capitalist European capitalism मतलब, European idea of property, है ना? So they believe in private property, they believe in proprietarial laws and all, but then uh, when it comes to norms, they will differ. है ना? When it comes to moral regulation, है ना, the beliefs and they will differ. You know, so someone will go with the colonial to some extent, but then again, it's ending. That's why I don't understand any bit of what she's talking about. Maybe I need to read. So what I do, what actually happens? Maybe I think I'll need the notes as well. In the end notes, she seems I guess, yeah, she seems to be explaining particular terms. But then what basically happens is with Himani Banerjee, I read Sumit Sarkar and everyone because I felt I need to, because I could not understand Himani Banerjee. And now it seems I need to read Ahmad Iswal. But a basic, I'll just tell you what it means basically. Two consist of anti-colonial ideological articulations in politics. It, of course, we are talking about colonial states that are going through decolonization, so they will be anti-colonialist. In politics, so they accept private property and class society. They accept private property and class society, but in terms of polity towards cultural and social forms of power and moral regulations, they differ. है ना? So their idea of caste, patriarchy, gender, race can differ from that of the colonials. Yeah. But in terms of private property and everything, most of their laws would be the same and their ideas would be the same. But there's the third kind of nationalism, which even thinks of private property to be a trait of the European capitalism and completely avoids any kind of connection the capital with the colonial power. So it's not just anti-colonialist in its overall stance, but also in terms of private property and cultural and social forms, politics of the cultural and social forms, they will completely differ. And this kind of nationalism, Ahmed has called national liberation. Hana. Yeah, so it is imperialist in the Marxist sense. It views colonialism as an integral aspect of international, and especially European capitalism. Anna, uh, mm, 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 mm. Its reading of the nation is marked by a critique of private property, of capital and class. Yeah, so I guess you can. Yeah, I think I understand this part, but I still need to read the end note. I do not think that there's a particular ideology to which all nationalists are very affiliated. A famous stylist, Stalinist definition has it that all nationalisms are bourgeois. I don't think so. There are also nationalisms of poor that defeated the beleaguered. Cuban nationalism or Sandinista nationalism is manifestly not bourgeois. It would even I would even say that virtually all revolutions that took place in the third world has a strong component of anti-imperial fascism in them. Sometimes under bourgeois hegemony, sometimes not. Yeah, so ours is, for example, an anti-imperialist nationalism, but with bourgeois hegemony, under bourgeois hegemony, I believe. Because the ruling class is still bourgeois. It is this last type of nationalism, not under bourgeois hegemony, that I mean when I speak of national liberation movements. Yeah, I guess we understood that. Makes sense, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. These different national projects. So we read first paragraph. We need to read four more to tell myself that I had a productive day. I'm so sorry. I know I'm disturbing your own readings. But don't take me too seriously. You can mute me. Yeah, you can mute me. These different national projects imply different ideological, epistemological premises, which dictates their own particular organizational processes and what. So she's talking about how right now, currently, national liberation projects are in a state of disarray. So all the so it's like uh, the colonial the states that were colonies earlier who chose to be to take part in the national liberation kind of nationalism, where they are against private property, no, all that just talked about. They are in a state of disarray. You know, they are not working out. Marxist ideals have failed badly. You and also even liberal democracies uh, have of the third world are being dismantled. We see it in India too. And an illiberal or authoritative nationalism is increasingly gaining ground. We see it in India too. Yep. As noted above, its polity obliterates liberal democratic provisions like constitutionally enshrined formal equality manifested in individual rights as entailed by secular citizens. It accepts the economic dictates of local and global nationalism. Start break. We have a break for 5 minutes. Not that we were starting really religiously, uske pehle, but let's honor the break. My neighbors are these Punjabis that play their TV at its highest volume. You can literally hear every single dialogue, every single sound that the TV makes. If you have your windows open, even with like closed windows, I think you can still hear the TV. It's just yeah. Okay. What are your plans for Holi? What are you doing? I have no plans. I don't know what I'm doing. I was going home, but then had to cancel it because something happened. Something not really pleasant, but yeah, you can feel it. It cancel our holidays, so yeah, something not really pleasant uh, happened. So I'm not. So I had to cancel my whole plan, and now I am stuck here. I don't think Hyderabad has a that much of a holy thing. Holy I don't feel Hyderabad even knows how to celebrate festivals to some extent. But of course, this is not true. I know the statement came out to be very harsh. Think of a North Indian who lived, yeah, all are like the life that I can remember has been like great chaos. You don't find chaos here to that extent, especially in festivals. So I miss home that way. Maybe I'll go to the campus. But the whole thing is like going there to play Holi with juniors most of the time, like all the time, of course, because I who do you play Holi with? It's like, do you have people there? I don't have my people there. I never had my people anyway in Hyderabad that way. But still, some people you knew here. Of course, I know a lot of people. But then can I play Holi with them? Ki, oh, hi, happy Holi. No, I can't do that. But I would still like to be surrounded by people, not stay home all alone that way. I want to play Holi. Can you manifest? I mean, there's this one person I want to be here with me, but of course, that's an impossible dream. It seems not really good, not good. But yeah, maybe I'll go to campus. I'll, I'll yeah. Whole point is like going, wearing something, going there, playing holy, then be drenched in like water or whatever, and then coming back. Maybe I can share a hostel room with a friend of mine and get things done. We'll see. Okay, so now I think what is going on? What is going on? She's basically saying things that I've already told you. Nothing new. Let's. Matlab, yeah, it's like 30 seconds more to go for the break. There's so much that I want to do in my life, like, as it is. But how difficult is it to keep track of everything you want to do? Like, they say, Anna, take out like 30 minutes of your day to do this. But then I have so much to do. I want to do so much. How? How can I like take out 30 minutes of my life every day and keep a track of it? That okay, it's just too difficult. Time management and making sure that every part of yourself is happy or content to some extent. Much. So this whole thing that you need to be on this journey of progress every day, every second, you need to be better than your old self. Oh, that's not a good way of living. I mean, of course, this whole thing of productivity that you need to make sure that every day was worth you and adds to your self worth is it's a very neoliberal capitalist kind of thing where you see your worth only in terms of the output that you produce. Yeah. But how difficult is it to just get out of that and tell yourself that no, I enjoyed my day. It doesn't matter what I produced today, but I was happy, and that's all that matters. Can you say that? Or I was content. I had a good sleep. I uh, I had some good food, and I watched a good film. I am happy. So I had a good day. Can we say that to ourselves? No, we can't. We'll say that was such a bad day. I didn't work today. I didn't read any single thing. So I didn't have a good day. That way. But then that's so not good. Can we just for once? So sometimes I feel like leaving PhD, leaving everything and just or I at least like wait for a day where I don't have to. Hi. Hi, hello. No, but then the whole thing that you just want a day where you don't have to worry about waking up at a certain time, getting ready or whatever at a certain time, having your food at a certain time. Why do we need to do everything as per a certain time every single day? Can there be no day where you just take a break, cook, eat, and be happy? So it's a break. It's it's not a way of life. It's a break because after this break, so the thing that haunts me every time, it's like okay, so today I take a break, but then from tomorrow onwards I need to restart. with this thing, and not that this thing is not making me happy, but the point is that this definition of happiness, I am not sure how much of that happiness is my own, or the definition of it is my own. You know, the scale in which I'm measuring sense of happiness or success, that I had a successful day or whatever, is that scale mine? Or is it someone else's scale that I am trying to measure my happiness or my success in? So, yeah, it's just maybe like I made a painting today, I should be happy about it. And that was a successful day because I did something. So, but then do I really need to write like 2 pages today to make myself feel that I did something good today? Okay, so our break has ended. We need to read. I read one paragraph of this entire bullshit. Not bullshit. I should not be calling him Anu Banerjee. He's writing a bullshit though. But then I'm hating myself for doing this. I need to finish this. I need to finish this. It's been more than a month that I've been cursing this essay. I did try to read this, you see. I have my marks and like tick marks and everything. I did try to 3 4 pages. Yeah. For like 10 pages I read this. And there are some are like 20 more to go. Why people need to keep it like this? Yeah, today's a holiday though. I have no classes, but then I have an assignment to finish. It's a holiday because there is an assignment and the professor didn't want to take the class because we were already full of assignments. So like I wouldn't assign anything new to you. Go finish your old assignments. So yeah. How are you though? How are you doing? Abhishek Kumar. So sorry for that whole rant. Well, that's how I feel sometimes. You can't deny. I mean, I'm just got up. Oh, you got up just now. What about the 7 o'clock thing? Sorry, I'm so sorry. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's some places to go to. I also have some places to go to, but I don't want to. But it would be good if I could go to the 7:30 today. Good, good. That's good. That's progress. Yeah, cool. Yep. I also woke up at around 7:15 as I could did some things and came on live. Magar फिर somehow tried it. Like this is my third attempt to go live. That's all. Some things were not working. There was my mic was not working or something. पता नहीं. People couldn't hear me. So and this is me on my laptop. I was earlier trying to connect with my mobile phone. Okay, so we are reading this. These different nations. Okay, so yeah. As noted above, its polity obliterates liberal democratic provisions for constitutionally enshrined formal equality, manifested, yeah, cool, in individual rights. Yeah. It accepts the economic dictates of local and global capitalism while seeking to dismantle existing left and secular progressive organizations. Yes. It speaks in the name of a singular national tradition and culture and of an authentic national identity based on the cultural essence. Great. Mhm. But reducing national culture to religion and fixed tradition, it new naturalizes egalitarian or hierarchical social moral injunctions. Thus, this illiberal nationalism manipulates the project of anti-colonialism by promising an identification with a pre or an anti modernist and anti humanist national identity, which confuses simple inversions of modernist cultural forms with anti colonialism. Yeah, this makes complete sense. This gives rise to a right wing cultural nationalism, which is constructed with the content of reworked colonial discourse, including Orientalism. Yeah, yeah. The epistemology of this cultural nationalism relies upon anti Marxist, anti democratic, and generally anti egalitarian, including anti feminist conceptual frameworks. Sumit Sarkar, in writing social history, while discussing the dependence of current historiography or Marxist or new material. Again, Sumit Sarkar, in this book, while discussing the dependence of current historiography on non materialist cultural theory, yeah, and its political implications, remarks on this phenomena in the Indian context. Commenting on the historiography of the subaltern studies group, Sarkar notices in the writing a theoretical engineered separation between class and culture, history and social organization, leading to a cultural overdetermination. This amounts to dehistoricization or mythicization of history. Yeah, okay, so let me tell you what this person is saying. Huh. So Sumitaka says that the historiography are the way we are writing histories now, are writing of history or you know, taking it from subaltern studies ka historiography has a trait of cultural overdetermination. We it's anti or non materialist, you know. We do not think about the economic or the materialist conception of history. We try to completely discontinue or this what do you say, disconnect, yeah. We try to disconnect economics with culture and bring culture to a higher position where it's the culture that determines everything now, calling it cultural overdetermination. Yeah. Second is that in their writing a theoretical engineered separation between class and culture, history and social organization, leading to a cultural overdetermination. This amounts to dehistoricization or mythicization of history. So, yeah, I guess you understand now. This is her, I think, Mani Banerjee's main argument as well that the subaltern studies people have done this, and that's why, and then that's a major critique. And when she talks about the women's question, how there is a complete disconnection of the material from the spiritual, yeah, and it is on the spiritual, it seems, that the subaltern studies is focusing on, and their conception of the women's question is also completely based on this spiritual notion, rather and completely disavowing or like completely unacknowledging the material factor involved. Do I make sense to you? Sarkar's observations on subaltern studies are coherent with critics who have spoken. Yeah. there is this whole thing that Sumit Sarkar makes a complicated in his critique of the subaltern studies. Uh, One important thing is that the subaltern studies people have led. I mean, their historiography is basically cultural overdetermination, where the culture determines more than the ability and neglected the material side of it. Yep, that's one thing. Then the other thing is a kind of generalization. Yeah. So from the individual to a community, especially happens, he says, Sumit Sarkar says, in the writings of Partha Chatterjee, where, so when we think of like who's imagined communities and the peasant community, so when he talks about a peasant rebellion, that happened in one particular part, he says that the traits of this, he tries to make some laws in the like scientific sense of it, that kind of led to this rebellion. How was this thought about, what was their politics, everything, and generalize it to all kinds of peasant rebellion. Yeah. So it becomes the peasant rebellion community or peasant community. It talks about the peasant community rather than simply this one incident that happened in a source in one particular space and time. Yeah. So generalization, overdetermination, and cultural overdetermination and generalization. These are his two main critiques of the subaltern studies. And she's speaking. Himani Banerjee is speaking on that. Saga's observations on subaltern studies are coherent with critiques who have spoken of the influence of post-structural postmodernism in social sciences and history. They have noted the use of interpretive philosophies, anti-materialist cultural theory, and relativist cultural anthropology in accomplishing the task of de-socialization and culturalization of politics. Let us look at the notes. Javed Alam. Okay, so Aniket Alam's father. Yeah. Oh, I don't want to sit right now. Oh, what happened? What happened, maybe? Bye. Disconnect. I don't like this light. But this light. We'll walk and read. For example of what this. Okay, so our session finished. 5 minutes of break. Okay. Oh, I feel so sleepy already. It's just been an hour. I'm reading this. We finished. I want to do this. But this is the last session. Let's finish it. Last session, last. I would like to have some tea though. Someone's at the door. Use of indicative philosophy and philosophy. Machines of the de-socialization, visualization, historical framework, attitude, to discuss the phenomenon, exploration of post-colonial studies, provides us refers to this, and he critiques the theoretical stimulations given by the saying and the development in source comments to this thing economic reductionism, cultural reductionism through a process that started with critique. Speaking of stories, he has some origin studies. He says it started as an understandable dissatisfaction with economic selection, much of racial accident, contributed to another kind of narrowing of railway conflicts, growing association with Western cultural domination. Colonial discourse analysis abstracts itself except in the most general terms, with histories of production, social culturalism now further to details of isolable the center cultural critique of post-colonialist life. From this epistemological position, social organizations, institutions, and it is deeply subordinated. Just a second, I'll put back. Yup. This cultural interpretation relies on the paradigm of tradition and modernity, attributing tradition and pre-modernity as a cultural characteristic to the colonized. Anti-colonial politics therefore becomes one of the recovery of this pre-modern tradition. It is the necessary step for imagining the nation. In the case of India, this pre-modern traditional culture translates into one of the Brahmanical that presents us with the proprieties lied in a patriarchal casteist national identity, securely resting on practices of private property and class. The cutest thing about subaltern studies is that this is done in the guise of radical politics of implanting the Gramscian language of subordinity within the nationalist project of Hindu and warrior middle classes. Okay, I guess I need to read it this. Mm. I think I can finish this. I can finish. It's not that difficult as I was thinking it to be. It's easy. I can finish this. Let's say I take some more time. Maybe I'll finish it by tomorrow. Then I can finish it. Yeah, I can. I'm slowly. So these on 8th, I guess. Yeah, we can do this. It's easy. It's easy. Just need to tell myself it's easy and I can finish it. We shall now return to the question of decolonization with which this essay began. Throughout, I've tried to show how what I call an illiberal form of nationalism is in essence, cultural nationalism, which arrogates to itself an ideology and agency for a genuine decolonization, but in actuality produces an anti-emancipatory society and politics. By separating culture from economy and society and constructing and entrenching a unifying cultural essence and postulating a national community upon that erases existing social relations and ideologies of difference, most importantly those of class, caste and patriarchy. This creates a condition of subalternity for larger number of people who live within socio-political space hegemonized by such a national imaginary. Hi, good morning, good morning. Hi, hello, hi Sangeeta. How are you? What are you doing? How are you? Where are you from? How's life? Yep. Within socio-political space, hegemony is very national imaginary. The epistemological processes involved in such an anti-liberatory ideological slash political operation, name of the people and the specificity of the anti-colonial political consist of an anti-Marxism, a repudiation of the historical materialism and class modernity. Okay. Hmm. Critical modernity. Critical. His writing as a whole displayed a strong passion for reason, education, and politics, then for international politics. Not a home, the passion of nationalist, but free public sphere, the meeting of was a peace and some words, statement in its all. Considers in the light of the typology barrier. Okay, so 1.5 hours over. 3 sessions done. I think I can finish this essay. It's not as difficult as I was thinking it to be. I was just using a different text. No, I think if I use this text, it will be easier. There are some changes that Imani Banerjee has made in this too. I think this is easier to understand because she's explained things better here. From like yeah, here she was simply but only. But yeah, I find this text to be easier, and I'll be able to finish it by today, it seems, or if not, by tomorrow for sure. I'm not going to keep it for longer than tomorrow. Yeah. Uh, Not saying I need to return that book or at least like reissue that book. But yeah. Uh, so we're done. We're done for today's live. See you tomorrow at 7:30. Yeah. We'll try. We'll do this only. I find this to be better. Yeah. It seems like it's better. Let me know what you think. And yeah. See you tomorrow then. Bye bye. 7:30 days. See you tomorrow at 7:30. Bye bye. Good night. Good night. Bye. Good night. Just bye.